I keep mental maps of the various parts of the world I might find myself visiting. Culinary maps. The bare bones makings of foodie itineraries to develop in case the world ever gives me the nudge I need to make my way there. Some of these maps are densely packed with must-hit bucket list spots that it would take many visits to get through, like New York. Some are more focused, like the idea of comparing the salt beef bagels offered by the two spots in London's Brick Lane. Others are less concrete and more aspirational, like imagining myself finding all the best spots for a Bauru in Brazil, or a chacarero in Chile, or just riding a bicycle back and forth across Belgium, visiting every tiny little brewery I can find. Sometimes I just want to scratch an itch that I haven't quite been able to reach myself, like trying a real lampredotto in Florence, or an actual donkey burger in Hebei province. I don't have a lot queued up in my mental map of Nebraska, though. That's not to say there's nothing. I'm sure if I found myself in Omaha or Lincoln tomorrow, I'd eat well. I'd work my way through the menu at the nearest Runza, head to the site of the former Blackstone Hotel and try the original Reuben sandwich, probably find some place to get a bowl of chili and mop it up with a big fluffy cinnamon roll. And then what? I never did know. But at least now I have one more thing to add to the Nebraska map. A battered, crumb-coated, deep-fried sandwich called a cheese Frenchie. The sandwich was originally made by a Lincoln restaurant named King's Drive-In that eventually became the regional chain King's Food Host. From 1955 to 1974, the chain spread to 150 locations, spanning several states and even into the Canadian province of Manitoba, which in some ways is like an even more North Dakota, the northest of Dakotas perhaps. The chain went bankrupt due to overexpansion, but cheese Frenchies are still served in Nebraska. The recipes I've found on the internet are simple and all nearly identical. Sandwiches, assembled using white bread, mayonnaise or Miracle Whip, and American cheese, have their crusts trimmed, are cut into triangles, dipped in batter, coated in crushed cornflakes, and deep fried. There's even a graphic out there that looks like it came from a newspaper, though I can't find the original source. Is it authentic? I'm not sure, but it's as good a starting point as any. I used Land O'Lakes sharp cheddar American cheese, which is my favorite processed deli American. It's as melty as they come, but tastes more like cheese than plastic. Plain old squishy white bread straight from the grocery store shelves, Kellogg's cornflakes dumped in a big Ziploc bag and pounded with a rolling pin, and Hellmann's mayonnaise, which felt more Nebraska than the Kewpie or Dukes I otherwise had on hand. Some of the recipes call for pan frying with butter, but it's obvious these were meant to be deep fried. And these are fast food sandwiches that are usually served with fast food sides and ketchup for dipping. But I'm not a guy who digs ketchup that way. I do like a grilled cheese sandwich served with tomato soup, and since these are essentially grilled cheese sandwiches that are a little extra, I ate mine that way. And to be honest, look, nobody in their right mind is going to complain about crisply fried little packets of melty cheese dunked in some savory tomato soup. But to be fair, the cornflake coating was not as crisp as I would have liked. Did I fry it wrong? Did the cornflakes sit and soak up too much batter while the oil heated up? I don't know. But I found myself thinking more and more of a single comment I'd read on one instance of that cheese Frenchie recipe that's been posted everywhere on the internet. An anonymous person in 2023 said, King's did not use cornflakes. The cheese Frenchies were breaded with cracker meal. Their yellow-orange color came from powdered cheese mixed in the batter. So first, cracker meal is a great breading material. The best breaded pork tenderloin sandwiches I've eaten have used cracker meal instead of breadcrumbs or cornmeal or cornflakes. Second, adding cheddar cheese powder to the batter is an idea that appeals to me in a visceral way, one that transcends logic or any desire for balance. To fry cheese in yet more cheese? What utter brilliance. But I had another thought. Cracker meal is made from saltines, essentially. But why use saltines when cheese-flavored crackers exist? So I made the sandwiches again, battered with cheddary batter and breaded with Cheez-It cracker meal only moments before dropping them into the hot oil. And each spent mere moments in the oil before I pulled them out. Yet they seemed ready to burst by the time they were done frying. And I'd love to tell you that these were some kind of cheese dream, that they fulfilled my every expectation. They were good, better than the first batch, but not transcendent. Something inside these sandwiches, the mayonnaise, the cheese itself, that little bit of moisture inherent to a slice of squishy white bread, something just expanded greatly in the heat of the fryer, inflating the sandwiches like balloons, leaving a hollow cavity in each instead of the reservoir of molten cheese I'd pictured. The batter tasted like batter, not a pillowy blanket of cheese. The Cheez-It meal was far crisper than the cornflakes had been, but did not noticeably increase the cheese flavor either. The cheese itself was spectacular, hot and gooey, salty and sharp, but all told, and they may pull my American citizenship for saying this, I don't know that breading and deep frying a grilled cheese sandwich improves it over the base model. Butter, or mayonnaise if you make your grilled cheeses that way, is tastier than frying oil, and pan frying at low temperatures gets the bread damn near as crisp as deep frying gets this cracker meal. A well-made grilled cheese sandwich is a thing of beauty, and these cheese Frenchies, well, they're pretty great too. But I don't know that they justify the extra effort that goes into making them. But the next time I find myself in Nebraska, maybe I'll hit up a local spot and have them fix a cheese Frenchie for me. It's been added to my map.